Online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Then put your little hand in
Groundhog Day! Get up and shake that hog out there! Yeah! Come here, Groundhog!
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow, so that apparently means 6 more weeks of winter. See what, what's her name? Cheryl
right
Scott? Isn't she a weather girl? Yeah,
it's a weather woman. Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It is a meteorologist.
Yeah. Well, that's all well and good for Pennsylvania or the Northeast, what Puxatawny Phil has to say, or whether or not he sees a shadow. But here in the Midwest, we rely on Woodstock Willie. Woodstock Willie, drum roll please, he has made a prediction.
Drum roll.
Do we have a drum roll?
Justin's busy back there.
No drum roll.
There's
the drum roll.
Woodstock Willie, the seer of seers, prognosticator of prognosticators, emerged reluctantly but alertly in Woodstock, Illinois, to wish his faithful followers a happy Groundhog Day. Willie looked skyward to the east and then behind to the ground and stated clearly in groundhogese, I definitely see a shadow.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, it's a consensus opinion then. By the way, that was a great Michael Buffer impersonation, whoever was talking there. But I can't believe it's been 30 years. 30 years since the movie Groundhog Day, starring our very own Bill Murray.
Did you like that movie?
Andy McDowell, Harold Ramis. Yeah, it was fun. You didn't like it?
I hated that movie.
Well,
I mean, it was creative, it was cute, it was good for Illinois, but...
Since it was filmed in Woodstock, this next conversation is going to be quite difficult then, I guess.
Oh, I loved the movie. It was great.
Mayor of Woodstock, and by the way, this is important because Gary Rabine decides whether or not, or when, I should say, he's going to open Bull Valley based on what Willie the Woodstock predicts. So that's important to me.
So that affects you, so there we go.
Mayor Michael Turner joins us now. Michael Turner, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Was that you waxing poetic in announcing?
That was not. That was not. That was Danny Rubin, who came back. He is the writer of the original screenplay, so he made an appearance and he did the prognostication.
Since he predicted, I guess, is it the same metric as a shadow equals 6 more weeks of winter for Willie?
That is the apparent verdict. Yes.
Was he slaughtered by an angry mob after he saw his shadow?
We had to whisk him. We thought we might have to whisk him off the stage, but we did not. It was a well-behaved crowd.
Oh, good.
And many people took pictures with Woodstock Willie and his handler after the event.
Wow.
Well, Groundhog Day is not just a movie; it's also a way of life in Woodstock, right? You have these Groundhog Day festivities.
We do. It actually, we do a good job of making a big event out of it from February 1st to February 5th. Lots of activities going on around Groundhog Day. And look, we get a lot of visitors here, not only this weekend, but we get visitors throughout the year that visit the sites. Oh yeah, it's a classic. I did hear you say, weren't necessarily a fan of the movie. I like it. It's unique, but I can tell you this, it gets people here. It puts us on the map. And, we build off it. It's not the only thing that defines us, but it's a pretty cool thing that happened here for us 30 years ago.
Correct myself. I'm a reporter, so just having to do the same story over and over every day, that's the aspect of the movie that I didn't like. But it was a great film. And downtown Woodstock is wonderful. So where does this where does the Willie live in the off season?
His trainer has him here locally, so I don't know anything beyond that. I think he likes to keep his location confidential because of unwelcome visitors.
So, what can we look forward to besides a lot of drinking at Groundhog Days in Woodstock?
Well, there was the Drink to World Peace. There's the breakfast going on at the Moose Lodge, which was part of the movie. There's a pub crawl trivia contest, multiple screenings of Groundhog Day at our Woodstock Theater downtown, which is a beautiful renovated theater in the heart of our downtown, just off the square. Everything going on at Woodstock, and Groundhog Day at realwoodstock.com. That's our marketing website for the city and Groundhog Day.
Well, tell me how this all began, even before the film, and just how it started back in 1992.
So in '92, Harold Ramis and Danny Rubin, the people who collaborated on the movie, went out to find a location to shoot this idea that they had. And long story short, they originally were looking at Baraboo, Wisconsin, for this. But Bill Murray and Harold Ramis were Chicago guys. They wanted to be closer to their family. And a guy named Bob Hudgens, who's here as well, he was the site manager. He was here today, and he does walking tours. That's part of what we do. But he scouted Woodstock and went to Harold Ramis and said, "You got to see this place. This is where we should do it." Harold showed up, looked at it, and fell in love with it. And he's like, "Yes, this is it." And so that's how we ended up being filmed in Woodstock.
Does Bill Murray ever come back for this, or he won't make the trip from Charleston, or what's the deal with Bill Murray?
He's not as frequent visitor as others have been. We'd welcome him at any time. So Stephen Tobolewski is one of the main guys who comes back. So Needle Nose Ned, he's been back multiple times, and then Bob Hudgens as well. Harold Ramis.
Andy McDowell?
Haven't seen Andy McDowell back.
Right.
And actually, Bill Murray was back here for a Super Bowl commercial about, I think it was 3 years ago.
That was a great commercial.
It was a great commercial. It got great ratings or great reviews as part of the Super Bowl. It's an outstanding commercial. They shot the outdoor scenes for that one weekend before the Super Bowl here in Woodstock.
What was the product they were pitching to? I guess it's bad marketing.
It was Jeep.
Oh, that's right.
It was Jeep.
Jeep Cherokee. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd be happy to host. I'm sure Gary Rabine would too. I'd be happy to host him at Bull Valley if you want to sweeten the pot.
I would. You know what? He likes to play golf, so I think that'd be great. And I know Gary. I'm sure Gary would welcome the chance to have him there as well.
Absolutely. Woodstock. You're pretty far north there, not too far from the Cheddar Curtain. As mayor, have you and the city council, have you engaged in any discussions to seek annexation by the state of Wisconsin?
Boy, I love that question. I'm going to right now say no official discussions
okay.
on that. I would get myself in deep trouble with half of my population probably. So
yeah.
I'm going to play it straight on that one and say no discussions have occurred at this point.
I understand. Now, how was Willie Woodstock Willie? I keep wanting to say I got like Willie the Wimp in my mind, so I keep on. Woodstock Willie, how was he discovered? What was his big break?
Oh, well, we're at Truth Be Told, I think we're on our fourth Woodstock Willie.
Are you keeping it in the family? Is he being passing on to future generations?
I'd have to check on that. I don't know the answer. The trainer is the same gentleman who's been here as long as I can remember, who brings him in. And, Willie doesn't really like being waken up, and groundhogs are not cuddly, furry animals, even though they may look that way. So that handler, he keeps a firm grasp on Willie during the prognostication.
I always think they're going to turn around and gouge your eyes out. And then Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania, because they were holding him and he was shaking like, "What are you people doing? Let me go back in my hole."
Groundhogs are well-known unrepentant killers. I hope the people of Woodstock are on. So we've got the Groundhog Days. You got Willie. He's safe. Did you have any problems with PETA? Were there PETA protesters? Any red paint thrown on anybody?
There were not. That's a funny question, but we're pretty gentle with the groundhog. We make sure that he is well treated, and so I don't think there's any concern over that.
And this tradition is never going to go away in Woodstock.
Not as long as I'm mayor and involved. But we got a great set of volunteers that put a lot of work into this. So I say it tongue in cheek, but boy, they the things they do for us and how it's become a phenomenon. We get, we get thousands of people here for it, and
that's cool.
It's a huge deal. We had people today from France, from Sweden, from Germany. Yeah, they were here today.
They better have been vaccinated. Yeah. Otherwise, get them right back to O'Hare.
Hey, this is your first year back since COVID, though, right? Or did you do it last year? Excuse me.
No, we did do it last year. Oh yeah, no, we did it last year. Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it's an outdoor event, so it should be safe, right?
For me, it's not even something I really worry about that
There you
much.
go.
And no, we go right. Absolutely, we're going to do it. So.
All right. So details on Groundhog Days in Woodstock can be found. Tell us the website again.
At realwoodstock.com.
realwoodstock.com. Michael Turner, mayor of the city of Woodstock. Mayor Turner, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Great talking to you both. Thank you.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Hey, Phil? Hey, Phil Connors. Ned?
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
If your money is not earning at least 5% tax deferred, you need to call Professional Life and Casualty. They're offering a 5% APR on new funds deposited into your annuity, traditional IRA, or Roth IRA accounts. Rates subject to change. Please call to confirm. With Professional Life and Casualty, you pay no surrender charges, no administrative fees, and no withdrawal fees. Professional Life and Casualty has been providing insurance and annuity products for over 60 years. Visit plcinsurance.com. plcinsurance.com.